Hey there, guys. It is Saturday, so I do want to stop and say thank you. I appreciate you coming. And also to the online viewers, thanks for tuning in, because today we're talking about why you and I are both salespeople. In fact, we sell every day, but it's what we sell you may not realize. My name is Yarton. I'm a business major, jazz singer, assistant project manager, and a small business owner. So as a young person, I've had some valuable experience, and from what I've learned is that we sell ourselves in the business world, the academic world, and the social world. That's why it's so important for us to start talking about this second education that we don't often hear about, and it's education in selling. My story begins when I was around 12 years old. That's when I started going to the flea market with my father. He's an antique dealer, so we would go up 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would watch him engage with all these different customers. Now, for those of you who've been to a flea market, you know 2 things. 1, a lot of strange ways you can spend your money. And 2, the hands-down best place to people watch, and that's what I did. My father's a very likable person, so I'd watch him engage with all these different types of people. And I idolized it. I studied what he said, what he would do. Well, the day came. At 12 years old, I wanted to do what he did. So I was given $10 to play around with. I walked around, I found this older couple, and they had this little, well, actually it was a pretty big stool. And I asked them how much. They said $6. Now, in the back of my mind, I heard my father's voice. Whatever the price is, ask for $2 less. The worst they can say is no. No way was that happening. I was so nervous. And you could tell I'm an extrovert, but I still had no idea what to say to this person. So I gave him the $10, got the 6, and I walked away. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really a big fella today, so at 12 years old, if you sneezed the wrong way, I'd fall over. So I had this big stool. There was my stool. And I'm carrying it back to my dad's booth. I wiped down, cleaned it, I got ready. Not even an hour went by. And this young lady came up. It was my time to shine. So I got off my dad's pickup bed. I quickly ran over there. And at that moment, in that second, I created one of the most awkward moments in my childhood. I just made noises. I had no idea what to say to this woman. Now, granted, I studied. I listened to what my dad said. It's very different when you're actually in the moment. So through this, and to fast forward through this story from 13 to 14, 15, 16, I sold hundreds of different furniture, antiques, you name it. I really found my niche at 17, which was bicycles, because I like cycling, which led me to start Bike Life, my little company. But for those of you who don't bike ride per se, there's a main culture, the people that just ride on top of a bike. And there's subcultures, like any, and they're very, very different people. You have to communicate different. They have different ideas on things. But what I realized is that through selling to all these different types of people, these skills that I was using, I used in my everyday to-day life, and so do you. You see, instead of bicycles, we sell ourselves. Now, this is just pictures of me throughout. I bought hundreds and hundreds of bicycles through senior year up until now junior year. But these are the 4 things that we sell of ourselves. There's many things that embody who we are, but these are the 4 important ones. Every single one of you in this room has an opinion and an idea on something. You share this idea in classrooms, in meetings, at lunch with friends, dinner with family, on a stage at TEDx, right? You have these ideas that you want to spread like the common cold. And there are some that are better at doing this, but it's not by fluke. It's not an accident. The second thing that we sell of ourselves is our credentials. Now, we do hold these a little bit more dear to us because this, in essence, is who we are as a person, our accomplishments. So what do? This one's blatant, right? There's my paper. We cram these credentials in what we call a resume. I made it nice and big for you guys. And what do? We send these up. We send them to the HR companies, the companies that are going to hire us, make sure it gets to the HR company. Because when they do that, they're going to go on a shopping spree. And they call it interviewing. They're going to put the pressure on. Are you confident? Are you comfortable talking with me? You come with solutions. They're going to apply this pressure, and you have to consider that. How well can you sell yourself and your credentials? So that's a very blatant way of selling your credentials, but we also do that when we are engaged in debates, why we're credible to talk on the subject. But also through that interview, you're going to sell your personality. In fact, you sell your personality to every person you talk to. It is unique to you. Besides your appearance, that is how I identify you. I do want to step back though real quick, because as a young person, I notice a lot of others in my generation on their phones. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't. There's a lot of productive things you can be doing on your phone. That's the day and age of technology. But there are still occasions when you have an opportunity to talk to the person next to you. Share, sell your personality, because you never know. That could be your next friend, employer, coworker, significant other. Back in Rochester, New York, where I'm from, there's a whole cliche that everybody knows everybody, and there's some truth to that, and it's the best truth. It's the best feeling to go somewhere and happen to know someone, because at the end of the day, you're both going to help each other, personally and professionally, but you got to know each other. And last but not least is our appearance. This has been talked about already through some of the presentations. Our appearance is who we are as a person, and we do this every second, every breath. The second I walked down here, you saw it. Our appearance is our product packaging, is who you want to be perceived as. Now, there's going to be some that debate me and say, I'm not really into fashion. Well, you're wearing clothes and you're not naked, thank God for social norms. You see, even if you're wearing a 1980s sweater, that is who are you trying to be perceived as. I would interpret that as one of two things. One, you're comfortable in the skin you are or whatever you wear. Or two, you're trying to bring it back, and God bless you. So these things we sell all the time. But has anybody caught the big picture yet? All right, there's that blank stare. So let's rewind. Let's rewind when I first walked in, right? I came on, had my vest. My mom helped me pick out my tie, my outfit, my appearance. And I gave you a flavor of who I was, and you kind of see where this is going, my personality. Then I showed you my credentials, and then you're all sitting in that seat today, my idea. So I just blatantly sold all four of these to you, and you didn't even realize it or think of it as he's pitching himself. That was the whole point of today's talk. But now that you realize this, there is a way to improve this, to be a better salesperson of yourself. And ironically, it's through how this talk started, the selling of a physical thing. When you sell a physical item, whether it's through Craigslist, a flea market, whatever it may be, they're what I call 3 personal pillars or life skills that selling teaches you. Oh, there we go. The first is your confidence level. How comfortable and confident are you talking with this person across from you? Are you comfortable in the words you're saying, the product you're selling? This is really going to happen in the moment. And you're going to improve this skill, and it's going to reflect back on life. You're going to be more confident and engage in discussions, pitching your ideas, whatever it may be. The second skill or personal pillar that you're taught is interpersonal skills or communication skills. Simply put, this is how well you can genuinely, I want to stress genuinely, connect with another person, interpret body language. This one's very important. In fact, Dale Carnegie, in his 1936, ladies and gentlemen, 36, he wrote in How to Win Friends and Influence People, he said, we live in an I society. Who's the first person you look at when you take a group photo? Right? It's yourself. People love themselves. And through selling, you begin to understand, in order to get the sale and to close it, you have to talk about the other person. You're not so much important. And that's going to help in your day-to-day life. As you talk about the other person, you're going to become a friend. They're going to like that about you. Show interest in others. And last but not least is our reactive solution skills. And for all the companies that are watching this, they'll agree, this one's important. When you're presented with a problem, are you going to come with a solution? And how fast? Because when you sell face-to-face, you get the purest form of Murphy's Law. Anything and everything that can go wrong will absolutely go wrong. Something breaks. Person's hard to communicate with. Better yet, they're going to haggle you on price. How are you going to take a situation that is going in the opposite direction and turn it around? So it's important to realize that these things can help you improve as a person. And the whole golden nugget that I want you to take away from my talk was that by improving your education in selling and learning the art of selling, you're going to improve yourself. You're going to be a better communicator. You're going to come with solutions. You're going to have confidence, right? Today, I was not here to tell you how important a college education is. You don't need me to tell you that. But what I did want to bring to the table is this education that most people don't talk about because it's very crucial to who you are and your success. I'm going to end on these last words because now that you know this, and it comes from one of the great philosophers of the 20th century, and it says, you have brains in your head, and you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in whatever direction you choose, and that comes from the great Dr. Seuss in his book, All the Places You'll Go. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Austin Yarton, and thank you.